Oh. Anyway, so I just finished watching the finale of Dragon Ball Daima, and I just want to start off this video by saying thank you, Akira Toriyama. For those of you who don't know, Dragon Ball Daima was the final project that Toriyama worked on before he passed away last year, and I gotta say, it was quite a love letter to his fans. So, here is my review of... Alright, so you all know the drill. I'm just gonna give a little recap of what the series is about before I dive into my review. So, as usual, spoiler warning ahead. Daima starts off with our introduction to a new realm, the Demon Realm. The current king, Goma, is watching the final battle in Dragon Ball Z, where Goku manages to kill Kid Buu. Threatened by the idea that there are powerful beings who can wield quote-unquote magic in the outside world, Goma visits Earth to use the Dragon Balls to make our heroes turn into children. Now, personally speaking, I would just use the Dragon Balls to like wish my enemies from existence or just like, I don't know, die or whatever, but where's the fun in all that? Well, after doing this, Goma also kidnaps Dende in the process, and our heroes must now take a wild journey into the Demon Realm to rescue him and restore their original bodies. Now, overall, I thought the series was pretty good. It was pretty good to see Goku as a kid again wielding his Nyoibo, or, in the English translation, the Power Pole. It really brought out that sense of adventure that I felt when I first watched the original Dragon Ball series. Though the series is a little more kid-friendly, I think the series was made for kids in the first place, I think that bit of silliness was done right for the series. One of my main problems that I had with Super was that Goku seemed like he'd been on TikTok for like 12 hours straight for a good amount of the series, and it just made him feel a lot less serious. Sure, he's supposed to be this nonchalant, carefree guy, but I think they overdid it a bit in Super. Like, Hit casually just kills him, and then he just laughs it off like it was taking a shit in the toire. Then again, dying and coming back is pretty common in Dragon Ball, but that's besides the point. I think the main point of turning everyone back into children was to bring back those fond memories we had growing up watching Dragon Ball. That naive sense of wonder that we had lingering in our memories watching Goku first meet Bulma, to him being the hope of the Omniverse. I think just from watching the show, I could tell Toriyama wanted to remind us what Dragon Ball was all about in the beginning, the adventure. Ooh, I got a little emotional there, I guess. I'm not crying, you're crying! Anyway, moving on to the plot though, I could see a lot of similarities with a, beloved or hated series, it really depends on where you stand, and that is Dragon Ball GT. Both plots involved Goku getting nerfed to having to experience puberty again, and send him off on a journey to collect the Dragon Balls and fix the mess that he's in. What's mainly different between these two stories is, obviously the rest of the plot, but Daima takes more time to explore one world. In GT, we go through multiple different planets like it's a 1 or 2 week thing, and then we don't have much time to enjoy the villains that they face. Daima takes the time to give us new characters, grow attached to them, show us what the Demon Realm is like, and explore it somewhat thoroughly. I know 20 episodes ain't a lot, but this wasn't meant to be a long series anyway. The Demon Realm has also been a big topic of interest since it was talked about a little bit in Super, regarding Jiren's master, and within the Xenoverse games. So it was really interesting to see the potential we could get based on the small snippets of context we got from those two media. Now, I know many of you fans were disappointed to see that there was no Mira, Toa, or any of those other demons, but I think their stories are a little too, nefarious for an adventure-based series. The demons we got to saw were a little more silly, but in exchange we got to know the true origins of the Namekians and the Kai's race, which we now know are called Glins. A lot of people were dying to know more about the Namekian god, and although we didn't get information about that, it was nice to know how powerful Namekians were in terms of their magic. Learning more about the world building and seeing how these different characters and races came into Dragon Ball was definitely a huge plus for me. Now, this next reason that I'm going to talk about is one of the main reasons why a lot of different people loved Daima. The fan service. And to all you Roshis out there, no, I'm not talking about Bulma biddies or, Chi-Chis or whatever. Get your unclean mind out of the damn gutter. You see, what I'm talking about is the return and the introduction of one of the most wanted transformations out there. Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Or you could also say Ultra Vegeta as he calls it. For many years, fans all over the world have wanted these forms to be canon. And the only time fans could get their little rushes was when they would watch the Dragon Ball Heroes and Super Heroes anime, since that series was kind of like a what if series, you know? Now that these transformations have been made canon, everyone went wild. Now, there were some complaints about the new design of Super Saiyan 4, especially with those big juicy Dodoria arms that Goku was sporting, but I think the design is pretty good. Although I was a little weirded out by the arms initially, I do appreciate that it pointed back towards Goku's origins. And here's what I mean by that. I don't mean Goku's origins as a Saiyan. What I meant was Goku's origins from his initial design. If you don't know about this fact that I'm about to tell you, I gotta say, you're not one of the OG fans. Goku was based off Sun Wukong from A Journey to the West, and the monkeyish style of fighting that he brought back when they reintroduced Super Saiyan 4 really paid homage to that. Add the Nyoibo into the little mix, and we have a full-fledged alien Sun Wukong. With Vegeta, everyone was a little confused as to why he only went Super Saiyan 2, and then went straight to God and Super Saiyan 4 in Super and GT respectively. So knowing that we now have a canon Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, definitely makes it feel like Vegeta got some justice. Even though the show made him into a bigger simp and still hasn't let him get a dub against the main villain. Now obviously no show is like 100% perfect out there, except, I don't know, maybe like Andor. So yeah, there are some complaints that I did have about the show. Even though I liked Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta coming back into the mix, it kinda creates a lot of plot holes about the beginning of Super. Dragon Ball does have a reputation of retconning a lot of ideas, and it's not something that should become more commonplace. See, in the beginning of Super, we're introduced to Beerus and Whis, and when Goku tries to challenge Beerus, he tells him that his strongest form is Super Saiyan 3. Why is this a plot hole? Well, Daima confirmed that Super Saiyan 4 wasn't some bullshit power-up gifted to Goku by Neva, never to be seen again. See what I did there? In the series, Goku explains that he also kept training after the Buu saga and that he managed to unlock Super Saiyan 4 during that time. Okay, that does sound a little bullshit, to be honest, but to be fair, it's a lot better of an explanation than, hey man, I just got this random power up from the jolly green old giant over there. This can also extend to Vegeta, since he could have powered up to Super Saiyan 3 after Beerus gave Bulma the mightiest of backhanded bitch slaps. But I guess for like both of those scenarios, the bullshit explanation can be that, I don't know, like Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan 3, like they haven't trained long enough in it, so it drains like too much of their stamina. Maybe that was an issue or something, I don't know. Another complaint I had about the series was edging us and then blue balling us on another fusion. When Goku and his demon team pull up to like a little store on the outskirts of somewhere in the third demon world, I don't remember, we were introduced to Metabugs and Join Bugs. Since Senzu Beans aren't around in the demon world, Metabugs became the replacement just for the series. But that wasn't the issue. The issue was that there was a bit of an emphasis on the Join Bugs, which would allow the people who ate them to fuse together. Now, fusion is something that Dragon Ball fans never say no to, and knowing that there could be someone else besides Gogeta and Vegito gave us a lot of hype. Unfortunately, we never got to see such a possibility in the series, which kinda annoyed me a little. I will also say that the series finale did feel a bit rushed, and the idea that the main villain can be defeated like he was a Mario villain was a bit silly. Now, I know, I get it, in this day and age, 1v1 fight scenes lasting more than 5 minutes is a, serial taboo, but still, I think they could have gone just a little bit longer, I feel like they also left out quite a few things. Maybe it's because Toriyama never got to finish writing the script, or maybe, I don't know, but some of the things that kind of bothered me was that we never got to truly understand why Glorio was doing the things he did. And I believe we should have gotten a little more info on Arinsu's and Degesu's backstories, And one final complaint that I had about the show is the continuing gag of excluding my boy Gohan from the series. Now, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you obviously know that it's been a meme that Gohan is a severely underutilized character within the Dragon Ball series, and there wasn't even a single mention of him in the show at all. Hell, Goten, an even more underutilized character, got more screen time than him, and that was barely any. Now, there's a lot of people out there who do say maybe not adding Gohan was the right move because he has Mystic Form, which basically made him the strongest fighter on Earth at that point, so he would, solo most of the villains pretty easily. And I guess that is somewhat of a valid point, but come on, man. He's like one of the top 3 characters in the entire Dragon Ball series. Why just leave him out? Hell, I think Toriyama's ignoring Gohan more than Goku did when he was a kid. But yeah, that's my overall review of Dragon Ball Daima. Was it the best Dragon Ball series ever made? No, Dragon Ball Z is still king to me. But does that mean this is a bad show? No. I really loved all the fan service, the nostalgia, and the new concepts that were given to us by Toriyama within the series. And I could really tell that Toriyama was listening to his fans, definitely listening to his fans and trying to give us one final love letter before, moving on to train in Otherworld. While there were some issues, both in and out of the plot, I would like to think that Daima wasn't really truly about the story, but more about the journey that it made to the West and back. Damn it, did I just pull it's about the friends we made along the way? Anyway, if you guys have any thoughts that you'd like to talk about, whether you want to brawl with me on certain things or you want to unite with me, I don't really care. Just make sure you put them in the comments below. I genuinely want to read your comments and see, what you guys throw out there in the comments section. It really does give me a good amount of insight and opens new opinions for me and new ways of thinking for topics that I'm really interested in. In the meantime though, if you all want to join the conversation again in future videos, why not Dragon Fist that subscribe button? Fucking hell. But anyways, that's all I have for this week's videos. Peace out. Oh, right. Subtle plug again. One final subtle plug before I go. So, to those of you who make it to the ends of my videos, you may know that I do have a music channel, and recently I released a new single out on Spotify, Apple Music, all those streaming platforms out there. So if you guys would like to give it a listen, click on the links below. I put descriptions in the link. I put links in the description. Fucking, oh my lord. But yeah, one final plug. This is the last video I'm going to be plugging that, and yeah, peace for real this time. Bye bye.